Home, you idle creatures, get you home. Is this a holiday? What trade art thou?
I am, sir, a mender of bad souls.
What trade, thou knave? Thou naughty knave, what trade?
Nay, I beseech you, sir, be not out with me. Yet if you be out, sir, I can mend you.
What mean'st thou by that? Mend me, thou saucy fellow?
Why, sir, cobble you.
Thou art a cobbler, art thou?
Truly, sir, all that I live by is with the all. I am indeed, sir, a surgeon to old shoes.
But wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes, to get myself into more work. But indeed, we make holiday to see Caesar and rejoice in his triumph.
Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings he home? You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things. Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome. Knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, yea, to chimney tops. Your infants in your arms, and there have sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And do you now put on your best attire? And do you now call out a holiday? And do you now strew flowers in his way who comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone.
They vanish, tongue-tied in their guiltiness. Go you down that way, towards the Capitol. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
May we do so? You know it is the feast of Lupercal.
It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will cause him to fly an ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the views of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Calpurnia.
Here, my lord.
Stand you directly in Antonius' way when he doth run his course. Antonius.
Caesar, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia, for our elders say, the barren, touch it in this holy chase, shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says do this, it is performed.
Caesar.
Huh? Who calls? I hear a tongue shriller than all the music cries Caesar. Speak. Caesar is turned to hear.
Beware the Ides of March.
What man is that? What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March.
He is a dreamer. Let us leave him. Pass.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye. Do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore would you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently, for let the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self, I had as lief not be as live to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside and stemming it with hearts of controversy. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, help me, Cassius, or I sink. I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear, so from the waves of Tiber did I the tired Caesar. And this man is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature, and must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but nod on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly, and that same eye whose bend doth awe the world did lose his luster. I did hear him groan. Aye, and that tongue of his that bade the Romans mark him and write his speeches in their books. Alas, it cried, give me some drink, Titinius, as a sick girl. You gods, it doth amaze me a man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together, yours is as fair a name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them, it is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the names of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed that he is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. When could they say till now that talked of Rome, that her wide walks encompassed but one man? Now is it Rome indeed, and room enough when there is in it but one only man.
For this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, come to me. I will wait for you.
Brutus, thou art noble, but who so firm that cannot be seduced?
Antonius.
Caesar.
Let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men, and such as sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He is a noble Roman and well given.
Such men as he be never at heart's ease whilst they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. I rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I fear, for always I am Caesar. Come on my right hand, for this here is deaf, and tell me truly what thou thinkst of him.
You pulled me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Ay, Casca, tell us what hath chanced today that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, there was a crown offered him, and being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand thus. And then the people fell a-shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too.
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that too.
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, marry was it, and he put it by thrice, every time gentler than other. And at every putting by, mine honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
It was mere foolery. I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown, and, as I told you, he put it by once. But, for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again. Then he put it by again. But to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. And then he offered it the third time. He put it the third time by, and still, as he refused it, the rabblement hooted and clapped their chopped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps and uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar refused. refused the crown, that it had almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down at it. And for mine own part, I durst not laugh for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
But soft, I pray you. What, did Caesar swoon?
He fell down in the marketplace and foamed at mouth and was speechless. Marry, before he fell, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he plucked me ope his doublet and offered them his throat to cut. And then he fell. When he came to himself again, 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, "Alas, O good soul," and forgave him with all their hearts. But there's no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And after that he went sad away.
Aye.
Did Cicero say anything?
Aye. He spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me. Oh, look. All the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm. I have seen tempests when the scolding winds have rived the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now, did I go through a tempest dropping fire.
Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction. A common slave held up his hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Besides, against the Capitol I met a lion, who gazed upon me and went surly by without annoying me.
And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. And yesterday, the bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these are their reasons, they are natural, for I believe they are portentous things. Unto the climate that they point upon. Whoever knew the heavens menace so?
It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods, by token, send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
It must be by his death. And for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general. He would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. 'Tis the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves wary walking. Crown him that, then I grant we put a sting in him, that at his will he may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. 'Tis common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then into the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, then lest he may prevent. Therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would as his kind grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
I think we are too bold upon your rest. Tomorrow, Brutus, do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these men that come along with you?
Yes, every man of them. And no man here but honors you, and every one doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself which every noble Roman bears of you.
You are all welcome.
Let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. Countrymen, what need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? What other bond than secret Romans that have spoke the word and will not palter?
Shall no man else be touched but only Caesar?
Decius well urged. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. Let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut the head off and then hack the limbs, for Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let's be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit, there is no blood. Oh, that we then could come by Caesar and not dismember Caesar, but alas, he must bleed for it. But for Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him, for in the engrafted love he bears to Caesar.
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of him. If he loves Caesar, all that he can do is to himself. Take thought and die for Caesar. And that were much he should, for he is given to sports and wildness and much company.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter.
Peace, count the clock.
The clock hath stricken 3.
'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he is superstitious grown of late. Quite from the main opinion he held once, of fantasy, of dreams and ceremonies. It may be these apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of this night, and the persuasion of his augurers may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can o'ersway him, for he loves to hear flatterers. But when I tell him he hates flatterers, he says he does, being then most flattered. Let me work, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him. The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves, but all remember what you have said and show yourselves true Romans.
Good gentlemen, look fresh and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. Good morrow to you, everyone.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health thus to commit your weak condition to the raw, cold morning.
Nor for yours neither. You ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesternight, at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across. And when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further. Then you scratched your head and too impatiently stamped with your foot. Yet I insisted. Yet you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed too much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effective humor which sometime hath his hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Good Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? What, is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night and tempt the roomy and unpurged air to add unto his sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. Beg you, I charm you by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me, yourself, your half, why you are heavy, and what men tonight have had resort to you, for here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even from darkness. Within the bonds of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted I should know no secrets that appertain to you. Am I yourself, but as it were in sort or limitation, to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure. If it be no more, Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then I should know this secret. Tell me your counsels. I will not disclose them.
Oh, you gods, render me worthy of this noble wife.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, "Help, ho, they murder Caesar!" Who's within?
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threatened me ne'er looked but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons and right form of war, drizzled blood upon the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. O Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided, whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall go forth, for these predictions are to the world in general, as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurers?
They would not have you to stir forth today. Plucking the entrails of an offering forth, they could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today for fear. No, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in one day, and I the elder and more terrible, and Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say you are not well today.
Caesar, all hail! Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house.
You are come in very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators and tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, that I dare not, falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched my arm so far to be afeard to tell graybeards the truth? Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home, She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood. And many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these did she apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent, and on her knee hath begged that I will stay at home today.
This dream is all amiss interpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This by Calpurnia's dream is signified.
In this way have you well expounded it.
I have, when you have heard what I can say, and know it now. The Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper low, Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love to your proceeding bids me tell you this.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed that I did yield to them. Give me my robe, for I will go.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Decius Brutus loves thee not. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. Look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee. Thy lover, Artemidorus. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. If not, the fates with traitors do contrive.
I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house. Stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To know my errand, madam.
I would have had thee there and here again, ere I can tell thee what thou shouldst do there.
Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital and nothing else, and so return to you and nothing else?
Yes. Bring me word, boy, if thy lord look well, for he went sickly forth. And take good note what Caesar doth, what suitors press to him. Hark. Boy, what noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
Prithee, listen well. I heard a bustling rumor like a fray, and the wind brings it from the capital. O Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise.
The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone.
Trebonius doth desire you to or read, at your best leisure, his humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read my suit, for it's a suit that touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Delay not, Caesar. Read it instantly.
What, is the fellow mad?
Sirrah, give place.
Where's Metellus Cimber? Let him go and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
Are we all ready? What now is amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat a humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. these couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men. I mean, sweet words, low crooked curtsies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother, by decree, is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way.
Is there no voice more worthy than mine own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, Caesar, but not in flattery, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could well be moved if I were as you, but I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. I was constant Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
O Caesar!
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Speak, hands for me!
Et tu, Brute? And fall, Caesar.
People and senators, be not affrighted, fly not, stand still. Ambition's debt is paid. Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth, even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons over our heads, let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty.
How many ages hence shall this, our lofty scene, be acted over, in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
O mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. I do beseech you, now, if you bear me hard, now whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure.
O Antony, beg not your death of us. Though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands, and this our present act you see we do, yet see you but our hands. This, the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not. For your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony. Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude besides themselves with fear. Then we will deliver you the cause. For, why, I that did love Caesar, when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. Gentlemen, all, alas, what can I say? My credit now stands upon such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me, either a coward or a flatterer, that I did love thee, Caesar, though 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble, in the presence of thy corpse? Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it would become me better to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mean you to have with us?
Friends am I with you all, and love you all. Upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle? Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
It's all I seek. And that, as becomes a friend, I may speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. I like it not.
Mark Antony, you shall not blame us in your funeral speech, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission. Else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, a curse shall light upon the limbs of man. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. All pity, choked with custom of fell deeds. And Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, with Ate at his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war. That this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrion men groaning for burial.
We will be satisfied.
Let us be satisfied. Satisfied.
Give me audience, friends.
The noble Brutus speaks.
Silence. Be patient till the last. Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and respect mine honor that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and awake your senses you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, here is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Were you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead and live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any, speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any, speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that would not love his country? If any, speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply.
None, Brutus!
None,
Brutus!
None. I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus.
Live,
Brutus!
Live!
Live! Let him be Caesar.
Caesar's better part shall be crowned in Brutus.
Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace his speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. I do entreat you, not a man depart, save I alone, until Antony have spoke.
Stay, ho, and let us hear Mark Antony.
Let us hear!
Speak, Antony.
'Twere best he speak no harm of Brutus here.
Say not 'gainst him.
This Caesar was a tyrant.
Nay, that's certain.
We are blessed that Rome is rid of him.
Scurrilous cur.
Peace! Let us hear what Antony can say.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar dealt it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me, but Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? One that the poor hath cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff, yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him with the kingly crown, which thrice he did refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it comes back to me.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Now mark him. He begins again to speak.
But yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he here. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who, you all know, are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But I have a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read, and they would go to kiss dead Caesar's wounds and dip their napkins in his sacred blood.
Who will hear the will?
The will!
The will!
The will!
Read it, Mark Antony!
The will!
The will!
We will hear Caesar's will.
Have patience, gentle friends. I must not read it. It is not meet, you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood. You are not stones, but men. And being men, hearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It'll make you mad. 'Tis good you know not you are his heirs, for if you should, well, what would come of it?
Read the will!
Read us Caesar's will!
We'll hear it, Antony.
You shall read us the will!
Caesar's will!
I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They are traitors!
Murderers!
The will!
The will!
Read the
will! You will compel me then to read the will. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. 'Twas on a summer's evening in his tent that day he overcame the nervii. Look, in this place ran Cassius's dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, oh you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Brutus saw him stab, ingratitude, more strong than traitors' arms, quite vanquished him and burst his mighty heart. And know what a fall was there, my countrymen. Then I and you and all of us fell down whilst bloody treason flourished all over us.
Oh, spectacle.
Oh, noble Caesar!
Oh, traitors!
Villains!
Villains! Most bloody
Villains!
sight.
They are villains!
We will be revenged!
Revenge!
Revenge!
Burn! Kill! Slay!
Let not a traitor live!
We'll burn the house of Brutus.
Burn them all!
Yet hear me, countrymen, yet hear me speak.
Peace, hope!
Peace, hope!
Hear
Antony! Most noble Antony!
Why, friends, you go to do you know not what. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then. You have forgot the will I told you of.
The will!
Let's stay and hear the will! Let's stay and hear the will!
Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas.
Most noble Caesar!
Oh, royal Caesar!
We'll revenge his death.
Oh, royal Caesar!
Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private arbors, and newly planted orchards on this side Tiber. He hath left them to you and to your heirs forever, common pleasures to walk abroad and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar, when such comes another.
Never, never.
Come!
Come!
Away!
We'll burn his body in the holy place!
And with the brands, fire the traitors' houses!
Go fetch fire!
Pluck down benches!
Windows!
Anything!
Go!
Go! We'll burn them all!
Now let it work. Mischief thou art afoot, take thou what course thou wilt. How now, fellow?
Sir, Octavius is already come to Rome.
Where is he?
At Caesar's house.
And thither will I straight to visit him.
I heard him say Brutus and Cassius are rid like madmen through the gates of Rome.
Bring me to Octavius.
You, what is your name?
Whither are you going?
What is my name? Whither am I going?
What do you here?
Where do you dwell?
Answer us directly.
I directly.
I and briefly.
I briefly.
Aye, and wisely.
Wisely.
I and truly you were best.
I'm going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or an enemy?
As a friend.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
He's a conspirator.
Tear him to pieces.
Tear him.
Tear him.
Kill
him.
Tear him.
Cinna the poet. Cinna the poet.
Tear him for his bad verses.
Tear him for his bad verses.
I am not Cinna the conspirator.
It's no matter. His name's Cinna.
Pluck but his name out of his heart.
Tear him.
Tear him.
Tear him.
Ho, firebrands.
To Brutus's.
To Cassius's. Burn all.
Burn all.
Burn all.
Burn all. Away. Go.
Winter comes. War is over. 2 armies take to the field. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies? And if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, wherein my letter, praying on his side because I knew the man, was slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm.
I, an itching palm?
You know that you are Brutus that speaks this, or by the gods this speech were else your last.
Remember March, the Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and not for justice? What shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes and sell the mighty space of our large honors for so much trash as may be grasped thus? I had rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it.
Away, slight man.
Is't possible?
Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Oh, you gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, more. Fret till your proud heart break. From this day forth, I shall use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter, when you are waspish.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace, you durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not?
No.
What, durst not tempt him?
For your life you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me, for I can raise no money by vile means. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so?
I denied you not.
You did!
I did not! He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath rived my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterer's would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony, and young Octavius, come! Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook learned, and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovest him better than ever thou lovest Cassius.
Sheath your dagger.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexeth him?
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much?
I do.
Oh, Brutus, I did not think you could have been so angry.
Oh, Cassius, I'm sick of many griefs. Portia is dead.
Portia?
She's dead.
How scaped I killing when I crossed you so? Oh, insupportable and touching loss. Upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony have made themselves so strong, she fell distract in attendance absent, swallowed fire.
And died so?
Even so.
Oh, you immortal gods.
Speak no more of her. Have a drink with me. In this, I bury all unkindness, Cassius.
My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. I cannot drink too much of Brutus' love.
Cassius, I have here received letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reason?
This it is. 'Tis better that the enemy seek us, so shall he waste his means, weary his soldiers, doing himself offense, whilst we, lying still, are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must of force give place to better.
Hear me, good brother.
Under your pardon, you must know that we have tried the utmost of our friends. Our legions are brimful. Our cause is ripe. The enemy increaseth every day. We at the heights are ready to decline.
Then with your will, go on. We will meet them at Philippi. No more, good night. Early tomorrow will we rise, and hence.
Lucius, where's thy instrument?
Here in the tent?
What? Thou speakest drowsily? Poor knave, thou art overwatched. Canst thou hold up thy heavy eyes a while, and touch thy instrument a strain or two?
Aye, my lord, an't please you. Sweet notes of angels' trumpets, waking the fairy of light. Rays so scarcely searching, seen by the goddess of night. A faded pair of trumpets play in perfect harmony. A fairies of curiosity, the goddess intrigued by her light. Reviews the world cast in shadow, fairies seduced by the night. But beware, please take care of love stolen by dawn. Rays glow grouped in the goddess engulfed her with light. Cast ray after the heaven, creating a piece of light. Stars ever change, wax and wane, but never too far. Oh, oh.
Gentle knave, good night. Huh? Who comes here? I think it's the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. It comes upon me. Art thou anything? Art thou some god? Some angel? Or some devil that makest my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me what thou art!
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
Aye, at Philippi.
Ill spirit, I would hold more talk with thee. Boy, Lucius, awake.
My lord?
Didst thou dream, Lucius, that thou so criedst out?
My lord, I do not know that I did cry.
Yes, that thou didst. Didst thou see anything?
Nothing, my lord.
Go, and commend me to my brother Cassius. Bid him set on his powers betimes before, and we will follow.
It shall be done, my lord.
Now, Antony, our battles are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before we do demand of them.
Tut, I am in their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it. They think to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage, but 'tis not so.
Prepare you, generals. The enemy comes on in gallant show. Their bloody sign of battle is hung out, and something to be done immediately.
Octavius, lead your battle softly on upon the left hand of the even field.
Upon the right hand, I. Keep thou the left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I will do so. Make forth. The generals would have some words.
Words before blows? Is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better, as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in my father's heart, crying, "Long live Hail Caesar!" Oh, you flatterers.
Flatterers? Now, Brutus, think yourself. This tongue had not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, Antony, away. Defiance, traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
Why now? Blow, wind, swell, billow, and swim, bark. The storm is up, and all is on the hazard. Most noble Brutus, if we do lose this battle, then is this the very last time we shall speak together?
Whether we shall meet again, I know not. But this same day must end the work the Ides of March began. Therefore, our everlasting farewell take. Forever and forever farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, why we shall smile. If not, why then this parting was well made.
Forever and forever farewell, Brutus.
Come ho away!
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early.
Fly further off, my lord, fly further off. Mark Antony is in your tents, my lord. Fly, therefore, noble Cassius, fly far off.
This hill is far enough. Look, Titinius, are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Titinius, if thou lovest me, mount thou my horse and hide thy spurs in him till he have brought thee up to yonder troops and here again, that I may rest assured whether yonder troops are friend or enemy.
I will be here again, even with a thought.
This day I breathed first. Time is come round, and where I did begin, there shall I end. My life is run his compass. Sirrah, what news?
Titinius is enclosed round about with horsemen that make to him on the spur, yet he spurs on. Now they are almost on him. Now Titinius, he is ta'en, and hark, they shout for joy.
Pindarus, in Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and then I swore thee, saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. Now be a free man, and with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the sword that killed thee.
So I am free, yet would not so have been, durst I have done my will. O Cassius, far from this country Pindarus shall run, where never Roman shall take note of him.
O Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails. Cassius, last of all the Romans, fare thee well. Let us to the field. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and Romans, yet ere night we shall try fortune in our second fight.
I will proclaim my name about the field.
I am the son of Marcus Cato,
Ho! A foe to tyrants and my country's friend. I am the son of Marcus Cato! Ho!
O young and noble Cato, art thou down? Here! I am Brutus. Know me for Brutus.
Yield, or thou diest!
Only I yield to die.
Brutus is ta'en, my lord! Brutus is ta'en!
Where is he?
Brutus is ta'en.
Brutus is safe enough. I dare assure thee that no enemy shall ever take alive the noble Brutus.
This is not Brutus, friend, but I assure you a prize no less in worth. Keep this man safe, give him all kindness. I had rather such men my friends than enemies. Go and see where Brutus be alive or dead.
Come, poor remains of friends. Good Volumnius, list a word.
What says, my lord?
Why this, Volumnius. The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me 2 several times by night, at Sardis, and last night here in the Philippi fields. I know my hour is come.
Not so, my lord.
Nay, I'm sure it is, Volumnius. Thou seest how it goes, Volumnius. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. It's more worthy to leap in ourselves than tarry till they push. Good Volumnius, thou knowst we went to school together. Even for that our love of old, I prithee, hold thou my sword hilts, while I run upon it. Brutus's tongue hath almost ended his life's history. Night hangs upon mine eyes, my bones would rest that have but labored to attain this hour.
Fly, my lord, fly!
I prithee, Strato, stay thou by thy lord. Hold here my sword, and turn away thy face while I run upon it. Wilt thou, Strato?
Fare you well, my lord.
Farewell, good Strato. Caesar, now be still. I killed not thee with half so good a will.
Strato, where is thy master?
Free from the bondage we are in, Messala.
How died my master, Strato?
I held the sword and he did run on it.
This was the noblest Roman of them all.
Within my tent his bones tonight shall lie, most like a soldier ordered honorably. So call the field to rest, and let's away.
Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. Time's up.
Sweet notes of angels' trumpet, waking the fairy of light. Rays toss carelessly searching, seen by the goddess of night. A fated pair, the trumpets blare in perfect harmony. The fairies a curiosity, intrigued by her light. Reviews the world cast in shadow, a fairy seduced by the night. But beware, please take care of love stolen by dark. Rays glow grew dimmer, the goddess engulfed her with light. Cast ray out to the heavens, creating a piece of the